Did sex change for you after getting in a committed relationship? Neither of you seem too excited about the sex you're having, you're not sure if something's wrong. Well, listen in to the top 5 sex mistakes that couples make. Hey guys, I'm Stephanie Ganowski, sexologist and sex coach for men. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and if you've been subscribed, welcome back. All right, so sex mistakes that couples make. Let's dive into them. Number 1, they don't ever or very rarely talk about sex. If sex feels like this awkward, weird conversation for you and your partner to have, I can almost guarantee you're not having very much sex. If you are, it's probably not that great, according to each of your standards and what you're really looking for. Talking and sharing our thoughts is how we learn about each other. Talking about sex connects us on a deeper level as a couple. It makes sex a more normal part of our relationship. It builds emotional trust and safety, and it allows us to share what's necessary to make sex more satisfying for each of us, therefore making us want it more. The second mistake that couples make, they talk about sex, but they don't leave room for honest, constructive feedback. See, talking about sex constructively doesn't sound like our sex life is good, right? You like our sex, right? No assumptions or talking in assumption. Be able to leave room for constructive criticism, because when you do, your partner will build more trust in you because she knows you're available for honest feedback. You can handle it, and then you will most likely use it once you get that feedback. And she also has to be able to take constructive feedback. So if you can initiate a constructive feedback conversation and just say, babe, it's okay for us to not love everything about our sex life. And if we don't, we definitely should share that with each other so that we get on the same page and our sex is enjoyable for both of us. And this goes hand in hand with understanding that it's human for you to have times or phases of life where you don't fully know exactly what your partner wants, and maybe it's a little confusing to you. That's okay, but that's why we have to talk about it. So when you make sex conversation the norm, then whenever you are confused or need some clarification, you just go get it. It's very easy and simple too. The third mistake that couples make around sex, they make assumptions about each other's pleasure. Okay, so going back to assumptions, there are many men who learn about sex from porn, primarily. And when they do, they have this idea that, oh, she wants me to do her like a porn star, when women don't want that. Porn stars don't even like porn stars. They're actors. It's an act. Anyway, you're a heterosexual man. Chances are you penetrate way too fast, too deep, way too soon. You see this in porn and you assume that women want this when that's not the case. Our bodies are not ready for that shit. Doesn't feel good. And just as many men believe that porn style sex is the ideal, there are many women who truly don't know their bodies. And if they do, many of them are embarrassed to share that they need more than penetration to feel pleasure, or something different. And the fact that women have been taught over and over again from movies and porn, all media, that penetration should feel amazing and lead to an orgasm within 30 seconds. Like, it's just not realistic. So this type of shame that women have prevents women from sharing, and even a lot of the time getting to know their own bodies. So they don't know what to share. And the men's side of not sharing comes from the belief that, oh, I should just know. I shouldn't have to ask her. I should just know and like a porn star. So here we are both assuming, and neither of us are really actually enjoying the sex we're having. Or we are, but with some anxiety and lack of fulfillment that comes with it. The fourth mistake that couples make when it comes to sex, they aren't flirty or expressing desire outside of the bedroom. This means there's not much anticipation or flirtatious buildup before sex. You know, the kind of anticipation and buildup that happens when you first are drawn to each other in the beginning of your relationship. You know, when you were actually dating each other. If you stop dating your partner, the anticipation or the fire, the spark, whatever you want to call it, it dies. You need to go back to that energy of, I'm your boyfriend, you're my girlfriend. And don't let new identities that you have through different phases of life get in the way of your spark, because it doesn't have to. For instance, don't let the identity of mommy or daddy or even husband and wife get rid of your sexual attraction for each other, because you feel like now you're in a new dynamic and that sexiness does not fit this dynamic. It always fits. You just got to find a way to make it fit. Give each other love notes. Have conversations at dinner that go deeper than how was your work day. Keep a consistent date night with an activity, not just dinner all the time, right? This way you start learning about each other again, or you continue learning about each other, because you should never stop. Spank each other's butts, have random tickle fights, show each other memes that you could laugh at together and relate to. Look each other up and down, checking each other out during the day randomly. If this type of communication, and yes, it is a type of communication, is not happening, then sex feels more and more awkward to initiate and to have. So keep it going. And the fifth mistake that couples make when it comes to sex, they don't ever introduce variety. You need to change things up, not only for enjoyment purposes, but also because our bodies physically change over time. We have new interests and desires that come up in our thoughts that maybe we want to try and play out in real life. We might learn our body prefers a different type of touch. It's fun to try new things in life. So the same goes for your sex life. Also, sex gets boring doing the same thing over and over and over again. As humans, we like novelty. We like change. And it doesn't have to be crazy either. You could take one thing you do consistently and just change it up a tiny bit. Do it a little bit differently. Just try a new position, right? Like that's not too hard. It doesn't take up too much extra energy or brain power to figure it out. Or go out of your comfort zone a bit more and do something that's completely different that you've never done together. Maybe like a role play or something. You buy a wig and you have fun with it. Just find little ways or big ways to switch things up every once in a while, and this way you can have fun with it. So I hope this video helped you understand the 5 common mistakes that couples make when it comes to sex. Thanks for watching, and if you're interested in watching another, check this one out.